Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. So for a while now, I have been looking for something small and collectible that I can, well, collect that doesn't take up a lot of room, that doesn't have a high price point, and something that's just like small and quirky and fun. And for a lot of people, that's something like maybe Funko Pops, although they're not really on the less expensive side, or maybe like Mattel's Little People, things like that. I used to collect Hot Wheels, but with those being like real world cars, once I had all the cars that I wanted, there was really no point to keep collecting Hot Wheels, really. But what they came out with last year, meaning 2024, was something that I didn't even know existed until like November or December, and that is what we are looking at today, the Hot Wheels RacerVerse collection. Because I do believe this is going to scratch that itch that I have of something small, quirky, affordable, and collectible. Because what this is are these little, like, almost Mario Kart type racing cars with characters driving them that are part of various different, like, IPs, basically. Like this, obviously, which what this is we'll get to in a moment, is based on DC Comics. They also have Masters of the Universe that was out for 2024, I believe. They also have Marvel that is out for 2024 and new ones coming out for 2025. And some of the items that they have coming out for 2025 look really cool, like Captain Kirk in his Search for Spock uniform driving the Enterprise. They just look really fun, really enjoyable, really like collectible. And what you see right here, I got for Christmas. I asked for this, I put this on the list, I got it for Christmas. And this all right here, Walmart has a bundle deal going for this, which time of recording I believe is still active. I will put a link to that in the description below. That the play set and the 4-pack here was all for $35. So I figured this was like my gateway into these RacerVerse right here. So what we have is the Batman's Escape Chase racetrack playset / carrying case, and we have this 4-pack of racers right here that has Batman and the Batmobile, Harley and her car, Robin, and Catwoman. There is also Wonder Woman as part of the DC for 2024. She, of course, was not part of the 4-pack. They have her as an individual and in a 2-pack with another version of Batman. And with the Escape Chase playset, we have Batman and Joker up front here. So for $35, you're getting a lot to get you started with this collection. So what we're going to do first is we're going to crack open the 4-pack first, and then we will take a look at the playset, the racetrack right here, Batman's Escape Chase, because honestly, once we open it up, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it here in the studio or if I'm going to have to take it downstairs, open it up and take a look at it on the kitchen table down there like we do with the vehicles sometimes. Because if you take a look at this, you can see this has a pretty lengthy track that probably won't fit across on my tabletop or on my desktop right here. So we're going to take a look at the 4-pack first. We'll open this up. We'll look at all these individual ones. Also, once I start collecting these and I start getting into this, I'm not going to do individual videos for all of these little Hot Wheels racers from the RacerVerse right here. I will put up shorts with them. And just an example of what that will look like, if you click on that link right there, there is actually a short going live today as well for another racer that I picked up after I got this, and that's He-Man and the Wind Raider as part of Masters of the Universe. That was another one that came out for 2024, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for 2025 with that. So, without further ado, let's crack open the 4-pack and let's take a look at Hot Wheels RacerVerse DC Collection. So the first thing I want to talk about is just this setup that they have here coming right out of the box, that we have all of the racers in these plastic trays right here that they're not strapped in. You can pluck them out easily, and you can see the plastic clamshell closes in on them. That's because you can put them back on here, put them in the box, display them that way. However, we also have this that has a little bit of Batman comic on the background there, that this will fold over and fold back. Whoop, sorry, Selena. And fold back, and you can display them like that as well. So that like you can put them out on the display, have them in their little cups right here, in their little like egg cartons right here, but this does hook over the back to keep this as sort of like a display piece. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if it was meant to do that, but that works out really well. Now here they all are out of the packaging, and just taking a look at them, they are all basically 2¼ inches long, just to give you an idea. And that puts them like right in that cute spot, I think. Each one of them having their own little look, their own little style to them. Obviously, Batman here is in his Batmobile, which this, I believe, is the same basic Batmobile, or not basic, but the same Batmobile that we get with the track that we're going to be taking a look at pretty soon, the playset, as well as the Wonder Woman 2-pack. Now, what makes these, puts these more into the collectible realm is that each one has subtle differences, whether it's the paint deco, whether it's the costume that he's wearing. There are variances between them. Now, I also want to point out that every piece, every racer that comes in this 4-pack is also available individually as single racers. Now, between the single racers and the 4-pack, I don't believe there's any difference there. I believe the 4-pack is the same as all of the single ones. At least it was when I looked at Harley and when I looked at the Batman here. I didn't see Robin or Catwoman in singles, but just going by these two, I'm guessing that they're all the same. Now, they have these little quirks to them. You saw Batman with the Batmobile. And we have Robin here that has a really cool look to him. He has the R on the front grille. I love the capes blowing in the wind. Now, these are a little bit of rubbery plastic, so they will bend before they break, which I think is a really nice touch, especially when you have something that's like lifted off of the main chassis. And they are metal. These are metal. They're not plastic. Well, yeah, the figures are plastic. The racers are metal, which I love. I think that's great. And they have some really good fluid mobility right there. I've never done a review on Hot Wheels, so I'm not 100% certain on what else to say about them other than these are freaking adorable. They look great. I don't know if you can see it for Selena's like little cat Porsche going on right here, but there is like metallic flaking in the paint job on her sports car, which I think looks fantastic. I love the golden cat eye headlights, along with the little smile that we get for the front grille ornament right there. And then Harley's is just the most zany out of all of them that come in this 4-pack. She has this big blower engine coming up over the top, the spikes going over the rear wheel well, the sledgehammers up front, that maniacal look on her face, as well as the basically the tassels from her hat in the back, playing off of also the dyed pigtails as well. So she has a little bit from every version of Harley, well, every popular version of Harley that we've seen. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the costume she's wearing, it kind of looks like she's wearing maybe her roller derby costume that's going on right there. So for all of these, I think they look great. I really think these are adorable. These are cute. And these are, like I said, going to just fulfill that itch I have, that collectible itch I have for something like this. Now that we've taken a look at these, let's bust out the playset. Let's take a look at that big Horkin bat truck transforming thing. Okay, so before we take a look at Batman's war rig back there, the first thing we're going to look at are the two racers that come with it, which is Batman in his Batmobile and Joker in his Jokermobile, because of course those are the two rivals that we're going to get with this playset. Now, taking a look at the Batmobile first, like I said, there are going to be differences between the two Batmobiles that we get between the 4-pack and with the playset, and I believe the Batmobile that comes in the 2-pack with Wonder Woman is a different Batmobile as well. But taking a look at these two, we can see that the one that came in the 4-pack is a blue Batmobile with chrome engine and chrome hubcaps, and the costume that he's wearing is more of like that gray Dark Knight Returns looking costume, and the costume that he's wearing in the racer that came with the playset is his more traditional classic blue and gray uniform, blue and gray costume. And if you are able to peer under that big chibi noggin of his, you can see that the bat is outlined in yellow, much like his Rebirth costume was in the comics, which is very cool. I love that we have a more classic looking Batman. They even gave him the black across the front of his cowl. The Batmobile itself is different too, where it's painted black instead of blue. It has a yellow engine and yellow hubcaps, yellow wheels, rather than the chrome. Personally, if they were going to put him in this costume, I think it would have been really cool if they would have put him in the Batmobile and all of that yellow, including the eye headlights up front, would have been red, sort of like an homage to the Batman 66 era. However, I don't know. There might be, knock on wood, a Batman 66 Batmobile coming for 2025 or sometime in the future. That would be way cool. Now, taking a look at Joker over here, this is a classic Joker. This is your classic Madman. The paint apps they did for his face are phenomenal. The Joker mobile itself looks fantastic. The ha-has all around it, the wind-up key on the back, the big smile, the big grin up front, the green engine topping it off, making it look like Joker's hair. Everything about this screams Joker, right down to like the purple tires on it. This thing is fantastic. This looks like it could have come out, not to keep referencing it, but this looks like it could have come out with the Batman 66 series. It's pure Joker, it's pure comic book, it's pure fun. Now, taking a look at the Batman's Escape Chase playset right here, first of all, this is a big piece of plastic that from the rear of the cage to the front of the nose, we're looking at 23.5 inches, nearly 2 feet long. And that's folded up. So once we unfold this, I am going to have to take this downstairs. We'll put it on the kitchen table. We'll run some racers through it. We'll see what happens. But what I dig about it is you can see under here and up top is where you can set some of your racers for display. We also have the handle right here, so it doubles as the carry case. And up front here, let me angle the camera down. Up front here, you can see these two slots that you do have, like, you know, your two drivers going up here as well. So this has the potential, I think, in the description, it can hold up to 20 racers in it, which with the 4-pack, the two that we have right here, and of course He-Man, if you check out that short, where it's 7. So I don't even have this halfway filled up. Now, let's pop these guys out and let's just take a look at it. That, first of all, I love these big tires, and it actually does roll. It moves on its own. Hot Wheels is always great for stuff like that. I absolutely love it. We have some decals on the side right here. Now, believe it or not, this thing came with a sheet of decals on its own as well that I had to apply, which I hate applying decals, but I think I did pretty good on this one. Also, they're very unforgiving. So if you start to go a little off, they don't peel off very easily. One of them actually started to rip and I had to make the best out of it. Now the front pops up right here. Well, first of all, you have to pull Killer Croc's cage off the back to start the transformation process. And there's his cage right there. And let's just take a look at him right now. There's Killer Croc looking just ridiculous. And during the race, whenever the racer goes under, whoops, it basically cages him back up. It hit that thing right there. But like the racer goes under, hits the switch, and it captures Killer Croc, which that's cool. I like that. I love when Hot Wheels does stuff like this. I'm just really glad that it like comes in this style now. So this opens up and unfolds. Oops. And then this comes up. And we have our 3 launchers down here. And those send the racers going. Now, there's only 3. I was hoping there would be 4, but it's only 3 wide. That's cool though. Like this is one of the decals that we have to put on. And these seem to have some oomph to them as well. So, so we'll get some space, we'll get some distance going. But like I said, like once we put this down, that you can line up your racers like in these tracks right here. And then when this closes up, when this closes up and locks back into position, like they'll be down in the bottom, and you can also put them up in the top up here. Also, I don't know if these are supposed to be exhaust ports coming out the front, or if they're like blasters, flamethrowers, whatever. But the front of it just looks mean too. Like, look at that. The front of this just looks fantastic. Like this like iron armored look up front. Let me get some light on there. This iron armored look up front, the yellow eye headlights, the bat symbol up top, the bat ears coming up off the top of the grill. This looks great. Okay, so here we are down in the kitchen, and once I open this up, you're going to see why we had to do this down here, and I couldn't do this up in the studio upstairs. So the first thing we need to do before we open this up is we need to take Croc's cage off the back here. Now, one thing that I dig about this is that you can see like all of the chains and everything that are wrapped around the cage that are like straining to keep it closed, and you can barely see Croc on the inside. But when we open it up, you can see like this ridiculous chibi version of Croc coming up with his broken shackles right there. The cage has been ripped open. You can see chains around the rocks that are like part of his cell, like the cell floor that's keeping him in. Now, this has the tab that's going to tab into the track right here. But on the back, it has a socket for that, tab and socket setup that Hot Wheels tracks have. So this doesn't have to be the end. This could be the beginning, and this is just like a mid-range piece of a longer track if you wanted to set that up. So we're going to set this down here. And by the way, this blanket is down here. If you can see that on frame, this blanket is down here so that my racers don't go careening off the side of the table. And then this just lifts up, and then this opens. That flips up. And then we plug this in, and there is our full track. That's, as a matter of fact, putting the tape measure to it now that it's opened up. We have 51, looks like 51 1/4 inches. So this is 4 feet 3 1/4 inches long once it's opened up. And we have the little pinwheel spinners here, 3 lanes that actually bottleneck down to 1 that will send the winner shooting through Croc's cell. So let's set this up. We're going to pull our launchers back. You saw how well those worked up in the studio. And we're going to take the 2 racers that came with the track, and we're going to put Joker on the inside track, and we're going to put Bats on the outside track. Now, on the count of 3, we'll launch. We'll send them careening down for Croc's cage and see who gets there first. So on 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we had a crash. Well, I guess that can happen. All right, let's reset this and we'll try it again. We'll switch sides this time. Bats on the inside, Joker on the outside, and 3, 2, 1, go. And Joker got there first. And you see what I mean? That it goes through, it closes the cage, Joker comes out the other side, Joker is the winner. So, this is just fun. Remember when toys were fun? This is fun. And for $35 for the track, for getting the track / carrying case, for getting 6 racers. Yes, one is a duplicate with the Batmobiles right here. But I really think this is a good deal. This is a good way to get you in on the RacerVerse if this is something that you're into, because this is fun. These little guys are 100% collectible with having variants and the different IPs. And at first I thought I was just going to get this and be good with like the DC product, get Wonder Woman, and then I would be done. But there is so much more coming out for 2025. Even last year, 2024, there's He-Man and the Wind Raider, once again, that went up live today. Coming up for 2025, there's Kirk in the Enterprise, there's Marty in the DeLorean, there's Gizmo in the Barbie Corvette, there's a whole slew of Marvel that's coming out. For 2024, there was also a 2-pack of Spider-Man in his Dune buggy, and Green Goblin in like a racer that was designed to look like the Goblin Glider, that I think I'm going to be getting that as well. So there is a lot that you can sink your teeth into with this. There's various Star Wars. There's Chewie and Han, both in versions of the Falcon. There's Vader and his TIE Fighter, Boba Fett and Slave One. Like, there's just so much that you can get for this. There's so many collectibles that you can get with this. And from what I've seen, they're not even really that expensive because, like I said, this whole thing right here is $35. And each racer, I think, is like around $5 or $6. I honestly forget how much I spent when I picked up He-Man, but I think he was like $5.25 or $5.50 or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked this. Check it out, because in addition to this, there's also a version of this that is Marvel, that looks like it looks like a big semi, like a big tech semi, like it's called the Hulkbuster. So it's Marvel. It comes with Iron Man, obviously. It's called the Hulkbuster. It's basically the same idea, that you have a track that opens up and it doubles as a carrying case, so you can check that out too. Oh, and Jurassic Park. They have a bunch for Jurassic Park as well. So if this is something you think you'd be interested in, check it out. They have a lot that's available. I will link to this set specifically in the description below. And I know I keep saying this, but honestly, this is just fun. Happy New Year, everyone. The holidays are over, and it's great to have you all back. To celebrate the new year, go ahead and leave a like on the video. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe if you haven't already. If you're a returning subscriber, I would like to thank you for coming back and joining me for 2025. If you would like to help this community of collectors grow, you can do so by joining the Steel Core. You can do that by becoming a channel member or a coffee page subscriber. Either one gets you access to members-only videos, the Discord, and eventually members-only live streams, all for $1 a month. You can join by clicking on the button below this video or by clicking the link to my coffee page in the description below. It's a new year and new things are coming to the channel. So play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.